Hey guys, Troy Francis here with another video coming at you from Leicester Square, which is really busy and full of loads of people milling around, and it's kind of after work, it's like peak time, so we might get some interruptions from the crowd, but that's just how it is, man. You've got to get used to this kind of social freedom. This is what it's all about. I wanted to talk about gold diggers, or I wanted to talk about women who seem to be trying to use you for your resources, okay? Now, this is something that gets talked about a lot online. Guys really worry about this, like, oh my god, what if I meet a gold digger, or if I meet a Russian woman, she's going to be a gold digger, or if I meet an Eastern European woman, she's going to be a gold digger, which is all xenophobic, stereotypical nonsense, because obviously not all women from those territories are in any way like that. But people have these worries, and they tend to be people who are earning $40,000 a year, and nobody's going to be fucking gold digging them anyway. So what are you worrying about? But there is, a valid concern out there, and particularly in this day and age where, it seems like that women have certain expectations for dates. They want to be taken for dinner. They want to go to certain restaurants and things. I mean, this is what people tell me. I mean, I've never really experienced this. Really, I mean, like, for the most part, I would always advise a guy, first date should be pretty low key. It should be drinks. You don't really want to do a dinner. I can't remember in London having a woman ever, demanding that we go for dinner as the first date. Occasionally, we might end up doing that because I'm hungry or whatever, but it's, or I want to check out a new restaurant, but it's never been something that's sort of been demanded of me. I think possibly some other countries, maybe it's happened once or twice or something, but you can shut that down pretty quickly. It's not a big deal, so what? But even that, I wouldn't regard that as being gold diggery. I mean, that's just, she wants to do a certain type of thing, which is okay, you make a decision if you want to go along with that or not. What I'm really concerned with in this video is if you feel like you are meeting women and they seem to want your resources, and this is happening to you consistently, it's not just happening to you, just not just a one-off, this is something that's happened to you on more than one occasion. If that is happening to you, then I'm afraid to say it's very likely it's your fault, okay? It's very likely that you are presenting in the wrong way. Now, in the various groups that I have a couple of WhatsApp groups I'm involved with. One for my course, The Edge with James Tusk, and the other one I've got my own Troy Francis WhatsApp group. And we all have conversations in there about different things, and you get some comical stories of different things that women have asked for from guys. I mean, famously, there's one dude who I won't name, but lovely guy, but famously he was dating this woman, I think from Ukraine, and she asked him to buy her a cat that was worth $9,000. Needless to say, he didn't buy the cat, but I mean, I've never heard that before, to actually get asked for a $9,000 pussy as in order to sweeten the deal. She wanted this exotic kind of animal as a present or whatever. Other women will ask for more conventional things, handbags, maybe jewelry, electronics, certain types of phones, maybe things like iPads, maybe less so these days, but you know what I mean, like a new computer. She might ask for help with her college course or whatever it is that she's doing. And you're getting really into the realm of sort of sugar dating with this stuff. Now, sugar dating, as we've said before, is a somewhat different genre. I'm not completely against it by any means, but you have to recognise it's a distinct thing in its own right, and it has its own rules and its own expectations, and you have to set your own boundaries around it. Okay, so I'm not really talking about sugar dating per se, because that's a separate entity. What I'm talking about here is you're just trying to date normally, and she's trying to get resources off you. Okay, and once again, if this is happening to you, if this seems to happen to you a lot, then there is something wrong in the way that you are coming across. And what this comes down to is the old game paradigm that we all used to talk about 15, 20 years ago, which is be the lover, not the provider, okay? You want to come across as being, you're not the guy who's there to pick up the bill. You're not the guy who's there to buy her an Hermes handbag or, whatever it is. You're the guy who's there to be her lover, okay? Maybe even her secret lover, okay? Maybe not even somebody she's going to take home to the family, but maybe, you're the naughty little secret, okay? And some other chump is going to be the one who's picking up the bill, who's paying for her rent, who's paying for her, new computer, her phone bill, or whatever it is, okay? if you are consistently becoming a mark for, oh, can you buy me this, can you buy me that, can you do this, can you do that for me, then it's likely that you're presenting more as the provider figure than you are as the lover figure. And that is something that is completely within your control, and it's something that you need to sort out, okay? Now, how to do that exactly is we would have to work together really in order to really get to the bottom of exactly what you're doing and how to change it. But I mean, some overriding sort of tips, I suppose, are, you know, you don't want to go in to any meet or, you know, date or engagement or like even a first approach and really showcase wealth, okay? It's fine, you know, if you are wealthy, you got a nice watch, okay, fine, but you don't really want to be leaning into that, if that makes sense, right? You want her to want you for yourself first, and then, so don't talk about on the first date, oh, I've got all this stuff, or I've got all these companies, or I've just sold my company and I made, you know, so much money and blah, blah, blah. You don't want to be showcasing that stuff. Instead, you want to be focusing on excitement. You want to be focusing on the fun things that you guys can be doing together. You want to be focusing on, okay, you know, this is the kind of lifestyle that you know, these are the kind of cool trips we can do or whatever. Again, not in a providery way. You want to be generating excitement, okay? You want to be getting her excited about you two hanging out together. And ideally, you know, and this is, I talked in a recent video about edge, you know, really, you want to be making her feel some kind of emotion. And that emotion, ideally, is going to be lust, to be honest. It's going to be desire. You want her to feel desire for you. You want her to actually want to be with you. You want her to jump into bed with you and rip your clothes off and start having sex with you, you know, basically molest you. That's what you want her to want to do, okay? You don't want it to be this deeply transactional thing where she's saying, well, maybe if you know, pay for my first semester at college, then I might consider taking my bra off, you know. If you're in that kind of situation and that's happening to you a lot, A, you don't want that, because that's the antithesis of what most men actually want, because we want to feel wanted, okay, because we are human beings, after all. And B, it's your fault because you are presenting in a certain way. You are attracting certain women who are going to, you know, who are going to treat you like that, okay? If you imagine, I don't know, some kind of stereotypical kind of alpha dude, if you imagine like a Tate or somebody like that, is he going to get requests for, are women going to be going to him and saying, can you buy me a 9K cat? Obviously not, right? Because that's just not the way that he presents. That's just not the, women know that they're going to have there's going to be no shot in hell of that ever happening, okay? So, yeah, you know, you've got to think about, okay, how am I presenting? Why am I presenting in a way where this is happening? And what are the steps that I can take in order to prevent it happening again in future? If you need help with this stuff, okay, I'm running an event in London in July where we're going to be talking about intermediate to advanced game, okay, over 3 days. So you can come to that, details below, get in touch. Please do like this video on the way out, hit subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, give us a comment beneath, and you know, anything else, just drop me an email, troyfrancis7laws@gmail.com. That's troyfrancis7laws, LAWS, @gmail.com. Drop me a message, include your WhatsApp details, we can jump on a call and discuss. Speak to you guys again very soon. Bye-bye.